All right, back in business.
Mm-hmm. There we go. No. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
All right, good to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, no worries. That's how it happens. Okie dokie.
Yeah, we don't have one person on, but I'm sure that they'll see it
There's
now.
one
All
back there.
right, there we go.
All right.
Sorry, that's what happens when you live in an island with shitty Wi-Fi, crappy internet,
It happens.
and we're supposed to go to school virtually. I don't know how that's gonna work.
I used to get frustrated over that. All right, let's start back over real quick. Again, we live on an island, and our kids are about to start school for a short period of time with virtual internet.
Everyone in the island is gonna be online. How's that
So,
gonna work?
yeah, it's going to be a rough go. So let me start back over again real quick because people will watch this later. So hello and welcome back to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is Friday, August the 28th, 2020. And we are here to get into talking about various topics today. Number one, the Cincinnati Open or the Western and Southern Open, as well the U.S. Open. I just mentioned a moment ago that a lot of other channels do U.S. Open or draw breakdowns, and we'd like to do it as well, but I don't like to water down the topic. So we'll touch on the U.S. Open draws. We will look at that. But again, I don't want to beat a dead horse and do what 20 other people have done. So we'll try to kind of change the narrative a bit and not try to water that topic down. I will talk about the prize giveaways for the U.S. Open, which will involve a tennis racket from us and then YTech strings gear from a good friend of ours, Ivor Savage, who owns YTech Strings. And he is from South Africa, lives here, and that's where Gene Swart is from. So is Gene Swart back on?
Yeah, he's been on.
All right, Gene, sorry about that.
Hello, Ola Bimpe, Ola Diran. What a name.
Let's go.
What a name.
Let's go.
I know, Katari. I just saw Sissipas just lost a set. Damn.
All right, so we're going to start today's show real quickly with the U.S. Open prize giveaways. The only requirement to win the tennis racket or the YTech gear is just to be subscribed to our channel. I think like 70% of our viewers are not subscribers. So does that mean we suck? Does that mean we just suck ass?
I don't know.
We get unforced errors all the time or something? It's all good, but no worries. Just subscribe. That's the only requirement necessary.
And you might play like me. Might be a superstar. Just kidding.
Right.
I'm just kidding. I wanted to feel, for once, how it feels being Serena. Because that's probably something she would say.
We'll see. All right. So how the prize giveaways are going to go for the U.S. Open, and by the way, for the tennis racket. The tennis racket that we're going to put out to give away is a Dunlop Srixon Revo 2.0. Gene Swart, this is the racket Kevin Anderson played with, not his racket, but the same line, the same stick he played with throughout, I think, 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, can't remember. So a really nice racket, 100 square inch head, no, it's a 98, I think. 98 square inch head, it's got a 4 1/4 grip, and I have it freshly strung with Hexagon X 16L red on the
He
mains.
says I use that racket. Good for you, Gene. It's a tough racket to use. It's not meant for a beginner, honestly.
It's a nice racket.
Yeah.
It's a little stiff, but if you hit flat, I feel like it's a really good racket for you. Big server, good racket. What were your thoughts on it?
I loved it. I like a smaller head racket. I don't hit with that much spin, but now I'm playing with the Wilson blade, so yeah, I hit with a lot more spin.
Yeah, so put a fresh dampener on it, restrung it. I'll put a fresh grip on it as well, but a really nice stick, and it will be sent to anyone that wins. So what are your criteria that you must do to win that racket? You will select, or predict, rather, you will predict the men's finalists for the U.S. Open. You will predict the women's finalists for the U.S. Open and both winners. If you correctly predict both finalists for men's and women's and both winners, you will win the racket. No questions asked. Just be subscribed. We will send you the racket. If there are more than one person, or if there's multiple people that select the same thing, then we will do a live show and we will pull a name out of a hat or flip a coin or whatever makes it fair. Now, for all the YTech gear, we have strings, we have shirts, we have jackets, we have hats. And there will be 2 people, no matter what, that will get a package from us, or rather Ivor or YTech for that matter. But Everyone that participates in the racket giveaway will have a name, and we will put it in a hat. And at the end of the tournament, whether you win the tennis racket or not, we will pick 2 names out of a hat live on the show, and we will give those 2 people strings, hats, shirts, and I say jackets too, but we only have one, and it's an extra large men's, and it's big on me. So remember that. So in the comments on this show, make sure that if you wish to win the tennis racket, you get your predictions set. Look at the draws before the first ball is struck. If the first ball is struck and your picks are not in, you will not qualify for either or. So picks in and you're set. I did not do the fantasy team for a couple of reasons. Number one, in the last video, we asked if anybody wanted to play, to put in comments, hey, I want to play this again. And I didn't get not one thumbs up or I want to play. So it takes a lot of time.
Lazy people.
Lazy, man.
You guys are lazy, man. You got lazy with this whole quarantine. What's up, Lucifer? What's up, Michael Walker?
Oh, Michael Walker, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I need you.
Everyone had a free will to attend the US Open, including Nadal and Stan. Yeah, they all did.
I need Michael Walker on this video. I need B-Doggo2 on this video. I need Gene Swart on this video. And I need Sister the Queen on this video. So if you're there, stay. All right, so that's enough said there. That's really all I have to say about that. Before we get into to the Western and Southern Open, a big shout out real quick to all the 5K tennis students out there. I know a lot of them are in school right now, but some of them aren't. Public versus private schools have different pandemic things they can and can't do. But big shout out to all of you guys. That is Mary Michael, Anne Marie, Alina Day, Kara Farney, our son Christopher, our son Liliana.
Daughter, you mean? She's a daughter.
Who?
She's a daughter.
Oh. And then Ella, which is Anne Marie's sister.
Which is playing against Lily.
Yeah, in the first round.
That sucks.
Yeah, tough match in the first round. That's all right. Let's go. Christopher gets, he has a bye in the first round and then plays the other top dog in the tournament.
The 2 top dogs are playing each other in the second round.
So,
I like that draw.
Let's go.
2 top dogs. So whoever wins from that most likely will win the tournament.
I want the best right from the start. So that way my walk to the final is a little bit easier, and we got to travel. So if I got to travel, I would
What's
rather...
up? What up? ¿Qué pasó? Oh, no.
Go ahead.
You're becoming contagious now.
Who?
B-Dog said that.
All right, I need B-Dog. Don't go anywhere, bro. Don't go anywhere, my bro. All right, so good luck in the tournament this weekend, and a big shout out to Tomas Qatar.
What's up, Foul River Peeps? He watches your weather stuff.
No, Foul River Peeps is the little girl that does chickens. She grows chickens.
So, but isn't Foul River here?
Right up the street.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Let's go, Foul River Peeps.
I'm nervous about Batista. Okay, you guys are talking so much about Batista having this record with Nole 3-0.
Whoa.
So what?
Let's say Bautista Agut because no. Bautista Agut is arguably the most underrated player in all of tennis. Without Nadal and Federer there, which Federer wouldn't even be in that scenario in the first place, Bautista Agut's got a real shot, unless it's against Djokovic. But let's talk about that.
It is against Djokovic.
I'm not talking about the Cincinnati Open. I'm fast forwarding to the U.S. Open. But let's wait.
I got him losing, so go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go. Let's talk about the Western and Southern Open. Let's jump right in.
All right. Well, we know that today, Azarenka beats Honta in 3 sets. And Osaka, who was not playing originally because of everything that's going on, all the crappy stuff that's going on in the world, she decided to make a stand and not play. But then they had a conversation with her, and she did play, and she did end up beating Mertens in 2 sets. So she will face Azarenka. It'll be Azarenka Osaka.
All right, so I'm gonna pause right here in all due seriousness. I know I like to clown around and talk a bunch of crap, but I'm gonna rewind and I'm gonna pause real quick. First of all, has anyone ever heard the old saying that until you've walked a mile in my shoes, or something along these lines, that there's no way you can understand me, or no way you can understand, anything? And you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So this pertains to Naomi Osaka. And I have to say that I am too dumb and too naive to have any type of credible remark, pro or con, based upon that short event, which changed back to playing, right?
Right.
I'm too dumb, I'm too naive. Let me tell you a little bit about myself, and just really briefly. I was raised by a captain in the Navy, and since I was born, It was either military lifestyle, school, or tennis, and that was it. There was nothing outside of that. And from when I was very young until this very day, my wife is Spanish. Some of my best friends in the world are African American. And the only thing I can say for sure is that I have no credible take on that whatsoever. I have never experienced some of the stuff that is very real in the world because, again, for me, tennis was always very, it doesn't matter what your race is, what your religion is, what your creed is. You're a tennis player, and we're all brothers and sisters together. That's the same way it was in the military for us as children. We were in military schools with, whether you were from Asia, Europe, it didn't matter. We were all the same, and there was hell to pay if there was any question about everyone living and dying together is what you do in the military. Now, with that said, I have never walked a mile in these shoes. I don't know what is right or what is wrong. All I know is that there are 3 people that I can pick out right now, 4 people I can pick out right now that have been on this show with us, that helped us create this whole thing, this thing, that are much smarter and much better parents and people than I am. Number 1, Michael Walker, he's logged in, so we'll start with him. Michael Walker, really solid African-American gentleman, very smart, will call me out in a second and tell me what's up, and I respect that. Surely he has seen some of these things in his shoes and dealt with some of these things in his shoes in the Brooklyn and New York area, number 1. Number 2, Sister the Queen. Sister Queen, a wonderful person, a family lady, poetic in nature, beautiful words, beautiful wisdom, and she is in California, and she is a much smarter person than I. And lastly, my number 1 brother. What's up? B-Dog02. B-Dog02 is a father of men. He raises football players. He's retired Air Force. My son is at the Air Force Academy. These 3 people, and B-Dog02 is instrumental in our home. Him and Carla are on the phone all days of the night and day, and I couldn't be more happy.
You might as well be my brother.
I said. So and Gene Swart.
I was about to say Gene Schwartz should know.
Gene Swart is in South Africa, and we all know about the things, apartheid and everything else, and I won't go there. But these are some people that I think would have a more credible take on the Osaka wanting to take her stand, and bravo for her. If I'm an athlete and I believe in something and I have a platform and I believe it's what I want to do, I'm going to use my platform and I'm going to make a statement. So I think personally, I have zero to say that anyone can buy into. I think B-Dog02, I think Gene Swart, I think Sister the Queen, and I think Michael Walker. If they want to write something, we'll read it, but otherwise, I'm too dumb to make a statement.
Originally, I was going to say something, and I think B-Dog was the one that told me, hey, you can't really say that because you don't know, you haven't walked in her shoes, so you don't know. I mean, I've been through my stuff, but I'm the type of person that I don't care. You can say whatever you want to me. It doesn't matter. I move on, and I really don't take it that hard. I really haven't dealt with a lot of stuff in the tennis world, very little, because I think tennis is a type of sport that's a little bit more open-minded than other sports. I've lived in New York. When I went to school in New York, our friends were from many different places. We never said, my friend is this, my friend is that, and my friend is from here. We were all just one. I never looked at that till I moved to other states. Virginia maybe, Florida, definitely a lot there. So I don't know. I can't really say much. I mean, I'm glad Osaka played because I felt like she should play sports, and what's going on with the rest of the world, I say shouldn't be mixed, but maybe they should. Wayne Chia said it well. He's like, I would love to see her play. That way, if she wins, she can give a speech, and that will be more powerful. And I agree with him that will be a lot more powerful if she wins.
Yeah.
And if she wins the U.S. Open, that will be even more powerful. Because she should know. I mean, she flies under the Japanese flag, but we know there's a lot of stuff going on there. I mean, she comes from a mixed, couple. And I'm sure they don't accept that. So she knows. She's gone through a lot.
Yeah, I think her father's Haitian, African, respectively, and then Japanese on the other side, respectively. I'll share a brief story about Carla and I. Again, we have mixed kids.
So Michael Walker says Osaka took a stand.
Yeah, let's read it. Let's read that.
He said Osaka took a stand like the NBA players. However, the ATP, WTA, and US Open met her halfway. So let's play tennis. That's what I say. I think we need to play tennis. We've gone through so much crap this year with no sports, no this, no that, people losing jobs, riots, all this whole hate in this world. And, I would like to see her, like Wyndham Chia said, win and then say something. Jean said Osaka shouldn't care about politics. Now she should focus on her tennis. Now, otherwise, it's not going to work out for her. Okay. She's playing well. She has a great chance of winning the U.S. Open.
I'm pulling for her at this point. I'm pulling for her only because this happened yesterday, and we caught wind of it almost immediately. And before you knew it, there was like 3 or 4 other tennis channels that were automatically popping off at the mouth about it. Carla and I were like, we don't know enough to touch this. Let's leave it alone, and let's listen. I think some of the most desirable traits that a human being can have is just listen. This whole movement, it's an important movement, and I think it's time to listen. Hence why I'm kind of shutting up on it and listening.
Well, B-Dog says, at Jean, her opinion only matters if she wins, like Carla said. Tennis is about what have done for me lately. So, you can't, and then Michael Walker says, you can't say someone shouldn't care about politics. People feel how they feel. You're right, Michael. You're right. That's where B-Dog stopped me. He says, I was going to do this whole thing, and I said, you know what? He's right. I'm not in her shoes. I don't know what she's been through. Here she has a Japanese mom, and her father's from Haiti. That has to be tough enough.
And does anyone know?
Tough enough people asking her, are you really Japanese because of the way she looks? So it's.
Does anyone, and look, you lived in the Dominican Republic for a while, Carla. How tumultuous does life get once you cross the border in the same island? How tumultuous does life get when you walk from Dominican Republic, which at that point on the island, moving to the west is skeptical already, but how much different is it once you cross the border into Haiti?
It's awful, but not only I can tell you that the Haitians are the ones that are doing the sugarcane there, not even the Dominicans do it, and they are treated very badly and live in very poor conditions amongst the Dominicans. So it's like I was telling B-Dog yesterday, racism is everywhere. It's all over the world. It's amongst each race. It's just a horrible thing to see.
All right, so...
But we don't want to talk about all that.
In ending this topic, and I still would love to hear Sister the Queen's topic, or take on it, because she writes so eloquently, and hopefully it will come in one day or the next. But Carla and I, when we first moved to this place that we live, no one knew us, and here we were out on the tennis courts every day practicing. Someone took it upon themselves to help us create a business. And her name's Barbara Wharton and her husband Bear, and I think they're traveling now. But anyway,
and they're from California.
They're from California. Anyway, long story short is I would be out on the court quite a lot with all of my kids, and a lot of our two of the 5 kids, very dark eyes. You would have no idea they were my kids, right? So I would be out there training them before we got more busy. And I would go up to a place, and I won't mention it, but I would go up to a place, and I would use the restroom, and I would always hear people saying, that guy out there is coaching all these Mexicans. All these Mexicans are out there using our. Anyway, I would hear it too, and the people finally, I guess, got a chance to realize that they were my kids. So even our son, Christopher, our youngest son, has been tormented on the school bus since he was very young.
Yeah, and I've gone through a lot with him.
And then they see who Dad is, and they're like, "Oh, his dad's a white guy." And then it kind of slows down a little bit. But let's just say I have nothing to do with that type of lingo, and it has aggravated me I just want to just tear people's faces off because of how they treated my son. Now he's bigger and he can handle his own, but when he was little. It was look at this Mexican on the bus or look at this Mexican on our courts, and then I walk up and I'm like, hey, that's my son, and then stuff changes. So we've been through it too, but just on the Spanish side of it and not on the...
And people are so ignorant. Not every Spanish person's Mexican, and if they are, so what?
And he's not Mexican. He was...
So what? So stupid.
Yeah, born in Florida, and he's...
So it's so stupid. People are very ignorant.
Yeah.
They're so ignorant.
All right, well, enough on that, and I hope that everyone understands that if you aren't in their shoes, you really don't deserve to really give your credible comment,
and that's
because
why,
it's nonsense.
And that's why I keep my mouth shut on that, because I don't know. I'm not black. I'm sorry. I don't know how it feels. I know how I feel. That's it.
Yeah, and I think the gist of the way good people feel like if you're a celebrity or an athlete and you have a platform and you believe in your heart that that's what you want to do, then you know what? Go for it. And I think that's what she did. So I'll applaud her for that, and I will pull for her at the U.S. Open. So maybe she gets a chance to, as Wayne Chia alluded to make a statement to the world.
Sure.
All right.
Let's go on to the guys. Currently, Raonic and Tsitsipas is winning. We know that Tsitsipas, thanks to the viewers, are telling me that he went down on the first set. Djokovic is facing Bautista. I see a lot of you guys say, "Ooh, trouble for Nole," because he's beating him 3 times on hardcourt.
It is trouble. It is trouble for Djokovic.
You think so?
I know so.
He's looked pretty solid. He went through Struff like nothing.
Struff
like nothing.
Has there ever been a more underrated player in tennis history than Bautista Agut? Can you think of one?
Goffin.
But he was injury prone. Bautista Agut is not.
Underrated? Not like Nalbandian? Nalbandian was a very underrated tennis player.
Well, Nalbandian was in the thick of things for a long time. He just never could close the door. Now Nalbandian used to give Federer fits, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if he.
I'm trying to think of another player that was very underrated.
Bautista Agut is going to be dangerous at the U.S. Open, and his bottom half.
Ferrer, not when he faced the top guys.
Ferrer's height always messed with him because the people would hit the heavy spin, it would get up high on him, and he would have a hard time being aggressive off that ball. And that's another story for another day. I don't think he was underrated. I think Ferrer with the likes of Ferrer was much better, but any other short player, whether it's Schwartzman or Fabrice Santoro, or the list goes on. But the shorter players have trouble dealing with heavy top spin, especially onto the backhand side. And I think that's obviously what happened to Ferrer.
Right.
All right, so talking about Milos Raonic
out of shape. He's out of shape, but yet the guy's winning.
Is he going to be able to even go 3 sets with Tsitsipas? I'm assuming Tsitsipas will win the second set.
I don't know.
Didn't you say Raonic won the first set?
Yeah.
I'm assuming, assumptions are always wrong. I'm assuming that Tsitsipas will win the first set. I mean, the second set. At some point, the donuts that Raonic has been eating, they have got to start causing stomach cramps and maybe some lethargy.
Well, I see the people saying here a lot of aces going on. The courts are fast, so it helps the server. I don't know.
What happens when you face, with all those aces, one of the best returners in the game, namely Novak Djokovic? I mean, he's going to block it back, and he's going to beat you on the ground. Big servers find the neutralizing agent when you have a great return of serve player on the other side. Raonic has no shot against the best returner that's ever played the game, and that is Novak Djokovic, without a doubt. You can throw Agassi in there and other players, but Novak makes returning sometimes just look easy.
Right. I see right now Tsitsipas is down. He's serving 1-2, serving 30-40, so we'll see what happens.
I think it'll be all right.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about the U.S. Open draw?
Yeah.
Women's or men's?
So I think that the Western and Southern Cincinnati draw and its finalists are going to be very much like, I think, very much like the U.S. Open. I really think so. I think the players, and by the way, congratulations to Azarenka, by the way.
I'm happy for her, yeah. I mean, it's about time. Jeez, we've been waiting for this mom to get back and, try. She's very skinny. She's not muscular like she used to be, but geez, I think someone asked, we were talking about this, people that, can they come back, like Clijsters, can they come back? Serena, Murray, can they come back? Del Potro, all those people,
Del Potro, by the way, had another knee surgery. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing, and you can vote on this after all these surgeries. I would say
retire. Just retire. Yeah. I mean, you got the money. Retired. 3 knee surgeries? Yes. I don't know.
And if they're small and relatively, arthroscopic, they can go in with a scope. It's manageable, but at this point in his career, I think another knee surgery, we might want to think about coaching or kids and children and raising another champion. But much love to Delpo. Love him. One of my favorite players.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into the U.S. Open.
Men or women?
Let's start with women. Ladies first.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, so your number 1 seed is Pliskova. Why is she number 1? She's the highest ranked? That's because Andreescu's not playing, Halep's not playing, Silavina's not playing. Okay. I think it's over for Tsitsipas too. He's down 3-1.
But I still don't think removing Halep and Andreescu and so forth, I still don't think that puts an asterisk for the women at the U.S. Open because it's so hit or miss. It's entirely hit or miss.
Well, I agree with you, Michael Walker. If he wants to play, let him play. But it's going to be tough, man. It's tough in men's tennis. You have an injury, it's going to be tough. I mean, these guys serve hard. They hit fast. It's not like the women's. It's not so slow.
Well, I of course, play.
He can play, but come on, be realistic. How far is he going to go?
Did you see him in the draw?
No, the Potro.
That's what I'm saying.
We're talking about he's got another knee surgery. But sure, he's getting older. Time's ticking for him.
But yeah, I don't think he's not.
He's not playing the U.S.
that's what I'm
Open.
saying,
But I
yeah.
said I would retire. I would retire after 3 knee surgeries. You've tried to come back. You've had wrist issues. He's a big guy. It takes a lot out of him to play. Tennis is passing him by, just like Serena.
Exactly.
I mean, what more can we say? Just like we talk about Federer. Federer, tennis is passing him by because of his age. Everybody says the same thing.
I want to bring something up real quick. And there's a section.
What is my racket doing on your table? What do you mean? This is my racket, Stefan.
Oh, he's going to try to win it? Was he logged in when we showed the racket?
No, just now.
So, Stefan, this is a racket we're giving away. It's Dunlop Strixon Revo 2.0.
Oh, Barty's not playing. That's right.
That's for the tennis racket giveaway. All right. Real quickly, I'm going to read off some players that I think have a real shot at running deep in the U.S. Open and not winning it. Number 1, Pliskova. She got an opportunity, right?
I have her facing Osaka all the way to the semifinals.
I was going to say Rybakina, and I'm still, okay, she's coming along, but she did have a loss there. I think it was in Lexington to Alexandrova. Is that correct? Something like that, like the first or second round. But nonetheless, Rybakina. Kontaveit had a loss a day or two ago, but I still like her chances. Obviously, Naomi Osaka. Petra Martic. One of our viewers the other day brought up Martic. I agree with that. Also, Azarenka. Now, we've talked about Osaka and her kind of stance, as having a platform. I'm curious one thing. Does anyone understand or know what's going on in Belarus right now? Does anyone pay any attention about the political turmoil in the Eastern Bloc over there in Belarus? Does anyone know about what's going on there?
You mentioned it to me.
Okay. I follow geopolitics a lot. I grew up military, so it was kind of a part of our, hey, where's my dad going? When is he going to come back? And where is he going? And blah, 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 blah. A B-Dog can surely understand that. So there is a lot of political turmoil and unrest in Belarus. Belarus has kind of always been a part of that Eastern Bloc, and you have Western influence and so forth, kind of like Djokovic being stuck there in Serbia and dealing with Eastern and Western tension. Belarus is in that same kind of area, right? So here we have very early on in the tournament 2 really good players. They both squeal like hell. I mean, damn. If you listen to either one of them play, you definitely need earplugs. But aside from the joke, here you are. You have 2 players very early on: Sabalenka, Aryna Sabalenka, and Victoria Azarenka-Vika. They're going to potentially line up very early on. The only reason why I have a little problem with that is the same reason why I had a problem with Dimitrov playing Wawrinka in every first round under the sun a year or 2 ago. Why I always have a problem with every American player squaring off against the American player in the first round, not being geographically biased. But it seems like there's always a lot of pairings, to get rid of someone right off. And that's a conspiracy theory. But here we are. We have Osaka that wants to take a stand. But what better platform for Azarenka or Sabalenka to mention what's going on in their country? I mean,
I see that. Yeah.
Could war happen there? Maybe. Could Putin come in and handle business? Very possibly. I don't think the West is in a position to come in and do anything at this point because of what's going on here. Really a mess. So Belarus, you have to feel sorry for. So you have to want to pull. You have to want to pull for Osaka for her stand. You have to want to pull for Azarenka or Sabalenka, squeal or no squeal, because of what they're dealing with. Now, on top of that, Azarenka is not only dealing with political turmoil at home, but she's also dealing with turmoil in her own home, meaning home Belarus and also inside of her home, child and ex-husband, right?
Right.
So holy cow. I would love to see Azarenka move to the final at this tournament, the U.S. Open, and I would love her to meet Naomi Osaka in the final. I think that's possible, right?
I have her beating Sabalenka and meeting up with Serena in the semifinals.
Serena, again, I'm a big fan.
But Serena's draw is open. If you look at Serena's draw, Justin, she will make the semis at least. Look at her draw.
I don't think so.
Man, you got Keys, who's lost.
I don't think
you
so.
You got
Carla.
Vekic, who's lost.
I don't think so.
Muguruza, who's hurt.
I don't think so.
Sakari, who beat her here, but I don't think she'll beat her when it counts.
I disagree.
That's it. Who else is there?
Okay.
Stevens,
Carla,
I like chocolate milk.
Carla, do me a favor.
Stevens, who's overweight.
Can you be logical for a second?
I am being logical. Who is meeting Serena on the top? Look at her draw.
Can I ask you a question, Carla? Can I get a yes or no answer?
Sure.
Was it not a subpar player that beat Serena in Lexington? Who was it, Brady?
But she's not in her section.
I don't care. She's a subpar player.
There is no one here who has the head for tennis. Keys.
You're missing the point.
You're missing the point. Look at her draw. It's a dream draw for her to get to the semis.
How many sets did Aranxa Rus take Serena?
2 out of 3. That's what most
She went 3 sets.
That's what most women play.
Serena was beaten in 3 sets by a very long gone in terms of promise. Aranxa Rus. She lost.
Okay.
Who did she lose to? Was it Brady? I forgot.
I think so. No, it was Rogers.
Shelby Rogers.
Yeah.
Okay, then she comes in and loses to Sakari, and not just, she should have won.
Thank you, Michael Walker. It's tough to pick any player in their late 30s, even Serena knows it, but you never bet against a champion. I'm just looking at her section. If she was in another section, I would agree with you. But if you look at her section, her first round, Christine Ahn, she's going to win that match. Then she's got Puig, Miss Olympic that we forgot about. Come on. And then who? Sloane Stephens, who has no desire to play tennis?
Can I ask you a question, Carl?
Justin, are you telling me Sloane Stephens is going to beat Serena? Do you want to make a bet?
You're focusing on these hit or miss players, but I'm just telling you, Serena has had trouble with subpar players.
She's not going to have trouble with these
subpar players. Let me ask you a question.
The only player she's going to have a trouble with is Sakari, and I think she might come back and beat her. She had that match.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh,
just yes or no questions, and you can answer out there too.
Oh my God.
Is Madison? I'm not calling someone that's going to beat her. I'm just asking you.
Did it rain outside? Is it raining?
It's raining.
There goes my lesson.
That's all right. We're fine. The show gets longer. Let me ask everybody a question, okay? And Michael Walker, I love you, bro, and I love Serena, I do. But I do not think she has the stamina. If she can't go 3 sets against Sakari, let me just ask the question, okay? She gave up against Sakari, fact. Number 1, is Madison Keys better than Aranxa Rus?
No, she's not.
You're telling me Madison Keys is worse than Aranxa Rus?
At this point in her life, her tennis sucks.
It's like arguing with the brick wall.
Didn't she just lose?
Oh my gosh. You're telling me that Madison Keys is better than Aranxa Rus?
No.
Okay, then if Aranxa Rus took Serena 3 sets, you're going to tell me that Madison Keys can't beat her? Now let me continue this argument.
Keys could lose to any of these girls. Any of these girls. She could lose to Cornet.
Is Garbine Muguruza better than Shelby Rogers?
Yeah, she is, but with her injury...
She lost to Shelby Rogers.
Oh my God, you just talk out of your ass.
Okay, you're like arguing with a wall, and I take practice again.
I'm just looking at her section. She got a great section. Why? Because these players are injured. Their head, their heart is not in their game. They're lost right now. She got a good section. The tougher section's down here where Pliskova is and where Osaka is. She got a good draw.
I will tell you players that are young enough.
Okay, tell me.
I'm going to tell you players that are young enough.
I'm going to make you wear another thong on your head.
Look, that was your... sorry. Okay, look. Sakari is a good player and getting better. But to give
Hey, what's up, David Reigns? Can you believe him not choosing Serena to make it at least to semis? Can you believe this?
I got your hat on, Dave Reigns. Now, look, let me ask you a question, though. Serena loses to Shelby Rogers. She goes a tight 3 sets with the Aranxa Rus and quit against Sakari. Okay, that's the last 3 matches I can recall. Now, go with me here. Madison Keys, with that said, could beat her. Let me go down the list.
Madison Keys could beat her.
Because these girls aren't going to give up if it goes 3 sets.
I could beat Madison Keys. Just saying.
Okay, maybe so. Garbine Muguruza can beat her. Sakari can beat her again. She just did it.
Andressa's not playing. She withdrew Kertera.
Okay, blah, 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 blah. Let's just go down the list. I'm not going to say Sabalenka could beat her because I think Azarenka could beat her. But I think Azarenka's ready to beat her.
But I'm talking about this section, Justin, right here. They don't meet. This is the top. This is the bottom.
But I'm telling you.
That's for her to make the semis.
Jeez,
oh my God.
There's a lot of people in this draw that have the fitness and have the youth
I'm
to
talking
beat
about
her.
the semis. She can make the semis.
I don't think she's going to make the semis.
Did he do his draw? No. Did I do mine? Yes. Meaning that he is talking out of his ass.
Damn.
He didn't do his research. He's just going blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about the top. You look at the top, you got Keys, who's lost. Babos, ooh. Tegman, ooh. Cornet, ooh. Vekic. Come on, man.
But she had trouble with the Aranxa Rus, lost to Shelby Rogers, and then just lost to Sakari. What I'm telling you is these players aren't much better or worse than the people you're talking about.
You guys sound like me and my wife, Lafala.
Jeez.
I don't agree with him. If she was in another section, yes. And do I think Azarenka is going to make it to the semis? Absolutely. She will have trouble with Konta. I picked Jabeur to meet her in the quarters.
I think Jabeur could beat Serena if they played right now today.
Will Justin survive till the end? Maybe not, because maybe I'll hit him with the racket that we're giving away.
Jeez, man.
Just kidding.
Tripping over here.
I feel for him. His arm, leg, everything.
Man, I'm good. I'm good to go.
You have the greatest marriage of all time. We do.
Smack
See,
crack.
I'm the type that gets mad for like 2 seconds and I'm done. Him, he'll stay mad all day.
Man, I will snap, crackle, and pop her in the eye just like some Rice Krispies. You know that too.
Does anyone agree with me, or do you guys agree with Justin? Have you guys looked at the draw that Serena can make the semis? I'm not saying win it. I'm talking about.
There's
making the
128 people in the draw.
Just don't use my racket.
That's 64 people on Serena's side of the draw.
The honeymooners on the TV show. I love that show, by the way. I used to watch that a lot.
I guarantee you.
Keys will lose early. Mark my words, Gene said.
Okay, well, whoever beats Keys will end up beating Serena because, man, they got to be better than Shelby Rogers. They got to be better than Arantxa Rus.
Stevens is ranked number 26. We know that Stevens could lose to anybody, okay? Sakari has a good chance. Sakari and Serena will face round 4, so that's a test right there. She just lost to her. But I'm saying she has a good possibility. We know she gets fired up and slams, right? She's not going to cry. She's not going to quit.
Carla, can I end this fun argument?
What's up, Lexco? This is fun to watch. Two passionate tennis fans arguing over a bracket.
No. Can I end this? Can I end this topic with a serious note?
Sure.
Okay. You have to be absolutely foolish to think that someone that lost to Shelby Rogers, that had trouble with Arantxa Rus, and just lost to Sakari by giving up in the 3rd set. You have to be absolutely foolish or downright naive to understand or to think that Serena Williams is not going to get tested anywhere throughout this tournament with a bunch of broke girls that are trying to make $1 million so they can pay rent. You cannot tell me that Serena being out of shape is going to last 3 sets. It cannot happen. And it will not happen.
Mark my words, like Bush Sr. said, I will not raise taxes. Serena will make the semifinals.
No,
I'm sorry.
Look,
I had to throw that in.
I had a tough time letting Roger Federer go. I got tired of watching Federer and always losing and getting so excited about him winning, and he would just lose and lose and lose. You have to let Serena go because it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Every match is different. Thank you. I think Michael Walker that, this is a slam. She's not going to cry. She's not going to give up. She's going to beat Sakari's ass. She will make it to the semis. I'm not saying she's going to win the slam. I didn't pick her to win it, but I think she will.
All right, question. Osaka and Coco Gauff are in the same section?
That sucks for them. I didn't really like that because I think, Osaka's going to beat her. Osaka's in a mission. She wants to win another slam, even though this one over here said that Sabalenka would win one before Osaka.
Now, here's my question for Mike Walker, Gene Swart, Sister to Queen, B-Dog02. Does Osaka's stance and her belief help her in getting through this draw and to dig deeper? Or does it hurt her? And number 2, how does the match between Osaka and Gauff go? I think Osaka will handle it. I think she'll do it 3 and 4.
Thank you, Blind Fury. Thank you for being in my team. Waynham Chia says these with you. Gene's Michael Walker says Serena's in good shape. She played almost 3 hours in the heat. Carteri says Serena's out of shape. I agree with Justin. And Gene said, so Justin, you're saying Serena tanked the matches? She lost?
No, she was out of steam. She let it go. Did you watch the match? Serena was she was serving for the match, had other opportunities, and then all of a sudden, what was it, 5-0 in the 3rd? And she looked like she looked like she just wanted to get off the court.
Sevastova versus Gauff. I think Gauff will beat her. That will be an upset alert. I have quite a few upset alerts. I have also.
Who you got upsets?
I got Angelique Kerber going down to Tomljanovic. I have her going down. I have Rybakina. Kontaveit going down to Collins. I think that's an upset first round.
Petra Martis has a nice section. Watch that section. And her section, I think she'll roll through that. Vondrousova's up there for maybe a 4th round.
Vondrousova's been losing a lot. I don't even pick her. I put like question mark. Sasnovich, Putintseva, maybe.
I think she'll be okay.
I don't think so. I think we'll see a lot of people.
Now look in Osaka's section. You've got Georgie in there, not really a threat, but she can give someone a battle. Kasatkina, who plays just like Carla, by the way. If you've seen Kasatkina play when she played well and not when she's playing like ass, that's how Carla plays. Same way. So I like Kasatkina a lot. She did well at the U.S. Open, I think, about 3 years ago. She made a semifinal or something.
You know what?
Coco Gauff and Sevastova all in the same section. That's
what we didn't talk about? Clijsters plays Alexandrova.
She's going to get beat.
And the other. I have actually Clijsters meeting McNally and then McNally beating her.
I don't think Clijsters is going to be ready for that.
All right.
I didn't she just withdraw from one tournament prior to this one because something was still,
Abdominal strain.
and maybe it's just buying time for the inevitable. But again, these girls are younger. They've been training for more continuous. They're not, they're not. How many kids does Clijsters have?
3.
She has 3 children.
Yeah,
Much
tough.
love to that. But the body's not the same after that.
Yeah, Gene, I agree with you. I think Osaka beat Coco Gauff pretty easily. I mean, Osaka, I think, has matured, her tennis game. And, I mean, Coco Gauff will be the next superstar. She just has a lot, she's 16 years old. I mean, what can we expect from a 16-year-old?
Where does Yastremska and Sasha Bejin head?
She beat her in
forward?
Australia, Michael Walker, but then I thought that Osaka beat her again after that. They met in some other tournament.
It's raining hard
It's
outside.
raining hard. I guess I'll get a break.
Let's go.
Did you have, by the way, did you see how big of a chance Pliskova has? I mean, she really has no one. No one there.
Pliskova's always had trouble closing.
Open draw.
She's always had trouble closing the door.
Yeah.
She's had multiple chances on her racket to do big things at majors and so forth, and she's never been able to close the door. I love Pliskova. I find her fun to watch. I like her court conduct that usually remains relatively even Steven. I have seen some outbursts. I have seen her smack a chair with the racket before, but generally she's pretty even Steven. I would love to see her push through, but I just don't think it'll happen.
Sometimes I feel like she just doesn't have the heart or something. Like the heart of a champion. She can't win the crowd. And there's no crowd this year, but it's so hard for her to win fans over. She just looks so plain, so it's like there's no energy there,
I wonder if her sister and her ever used each other as like the twin double. Like she doesn't want to go out on dates, so she sends the sister. Do you think they ever pull that off?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Cam Williams? Great to see your live. Loving the preview. You should have heard us fighting, Maybe we should have put boxing gloves as we have them.
Yeah, the commentary here in the States is awful. So when we can finally turn the volume down and kick yours up, we're always happy. Sometimes I just want to hug him. He's so cute. He's
he is cute. He's lost a lot of weight too. Good for you.
Such a cute guy. Love that guy. All right, so who wins between Coco Gauff and Osaka if they face?
I think most of us say Osaka. I would love to. Well, no, don't put your winners because some of you guys are playing. Stefan, can you tell me the rules at the end because he plans on winning his racket?
Okay, I'll reset because Cam's here and he may have to go for his channel. He does a really good job, so he stays busy. So this racket we're giving away for this tournament is a Dunlop Srixon 2.0 Revo with a 4 1/4 grip. I have it freshly strung on the machine with Y-Tech strings, Hexagon X16L on the mains, and then Hexagon X16 gauge on the crosses. And I put a fresh vibration dampener on it. How you will win this, and Stefan's played before, select your men's finalists, your women's finalists, and both winners. And if you get all the above, then we'll send you the racket. Now, everyone that enters, that plays the game, at the end of it, I usually do fantasy teams and I follow the fantasy teams and so forth. And no one really reached out on the last video and put in comments that, yeah, I want to play. So I figured I'd still give out the same amount of prizes for the fantasy teams with no one doing the work. So everyone that plays the tennis racket giveaway, when all is said and done, I'm going to put everyone's names in a hat or something. I'll put it in Dave Raines' hat. And then I'll draw 2 names out, and then those 2 names, and we'll do it on the show, will win a Y-Tech Strings gift package of multiple sets of strings, shirts, and I have 1 jacket size extra large. So someone will get the jacket if it fits them. If not, I'll create a nice Y-Tech box for those 2 people. What's up?
The only reason I grabbed this is Michael Walker said, I want a Dunlop G200 used by Graf and McEnroe in the 80s. I know McEnroe used this one.
Well, this is the Dunlop McEnroe Tour. This actually was Carlos' dad's racket that he played with for a while. It's unstrung, not warped, in very good condition. So, Mike Walker, if you win it and you want this Dunlop McEnroe Tour, vintage, 84 probably? 83, right? This racket was the racket that was really popular prior to the original Pro Staff coming out. They were competitors for a while, and the original Pro Staff, of course, stayed strong. So if you want that racket, we'll do it. This is just on my wall as a memory, but nonetheless, if you win it, you can have it. Cool?
Yeah.
Or if you would rather have this, if I pull your name out of a hat, than the Y-Tech stuff, then I'll send you that too. I got 1,000 rackets back here, but whatever works for you. I lost my train of thought on that one.
Yeah, we were just talking about the fantasy thing.
All right, let me tell you my predictions for the
No, don't, because we're competing against them.
Yeah,
You don't tell people anything because then they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, I thought that too." I'm not telling you.
I thought that too.
Yeah, no.
All right, so
let's go on to the guys.
Anything left with the women's though? I'm forgetting.
I'm not sure. I heard you good. No fantasy for U.S. Open.
Look, okay, I can do. Who said that?
Stefan.
So Stefan, I can do the fantasy team. I don't have a problem with doing it, but last show I said, hey, if you guys want to do it, can someone in comments tell me so I can get everything set? And there wasn't one comment, not even one, that said do it. I can still do it, and I can tell everybody the rules of how to do it, and we can play it. But before I get set to do it, it takes a lot of work, and I don't mind doing that, but I don't want to just do it for myself or just for one more. Do you see what I'm saying? I think the last major we did, we had like 25 competitors. But I'm willing to give out the same prizes with no competitors. But I'll play against you if you want. I think you already know the rules. I'll play against you. But I don't want to take up so much of people's time.
He says I have a few people who would play fantasy. Well, they need to get their stuff in before what? When does it start? September 1st?
If we do fantasy, I cut off the draws after the first ball is struck.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But,
so you guys have to put it in. If you're going to put it in, you put it right here on this video. Send it to my email, 5ktennis@mail.com.
Yeah, and I usually do separate videos for that because it takes up so much time and a lot of people don't care.
Yeah.
But I will do it if you want to do it. You have our personal stuff. Message Carl or something and we can do it. And if anybody wants to do it, a lot of you put it here in comments and I'll do a separate video after this one and tell you the rules. How about that? Okay. If you want to do fantasy and win prizes that way, I have no problem with that. Ewar Savage, the owner of YTech, sends us stuff for that. But I didn't think anybody wanted to do it. My apologies. If you want to play fantasy when this video is done, I'll do another one. I won't do it live. I'll just record it and download it and tell you the rules. So that's up to you guys.
All right.
Cool enough? All right. Let's get
about the guys.
Let's get to the men's. Yeah.
Wow, Djokovic. Can we just hand Djokovic a trophy? Just kidding.
I'm not so certain.
No, actually, I didn't pick him this year. I didn't pick him this year to win the U.S. Open. I'm not even going to tell you who I picked this year to win or who's going to the finals because I'm going to keep that hush-hush still.
I guess the easiest question to ask is who is going to test Djokovic early on? Is Struff going to do it? Doubt it because Struff just got annihilated by him. What was it 3-1 2 days ago?
Yeah, I don't see Shapo, Goffin, Isner, Krajinovic. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I think it's pretty open on his section. Tsitsipas maybe, but he's just still too young to deal with such a gladiator.
I do have an upset alert.
Who?
I think Zverev will lose to Kevin Anderson in the first round.
Man, Zverev's a pansy.
He will lose in the first round.
Hey, by the way, does anybody want my new? I bought this shirt rush order from Tennis Liquidation US or wherever, and it's not my favorite shirt. So if someone wants this shirt, I'll send it to you. This is my new Zverev gear, but it's already just obsolete. But if you want this Zverev shirt, I'll send it to you. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, but like I see, Kevin Anderson and Alexander Zverev, that's going to be a test for him. He could go down first round.
This is Kevin Anderson's old racket. Not the same, not his, but this is the same racket he played with for a while. I think Gene Swartz said that earlier.
It's an open draw. You got Schwartz, Hurkacz, who's not playing well. I mean, this is so open. Tsitsipas has a chance of beating Djokovic, though.
Again, I think the top half. I mean, we would just waste all of your time. Mm-hmm. And if you disagree, then
do you think Edmund could test him? Test who?
That's funny. Who said that?
Djokovic?
Who said that? Gene?
Yeah.
Gene said that?
Where's Edmund?
Gene Swart? You think
no way.
You think Edmund is going to test Djokovic?
Bublik is going to beat Edmund. I mean, come on. No.
Man.
No.
Yeah, I totally disagree there. If that happens, bro, I promise. I don't know what I'll do, but I will go 8 bonkers.
Another upset alert. I think Vashvili, because of everything he's been going, through his tennis is not really doing great. I think Millman will beat him in the first round. They face each other in the first round. Millman's dangerous.
That's a good match nonetheless.
Yeah.
Vashvili has been kind of tormented or not, depending upon the truth of the story with his ex-wife?
It's ex-wife, but even if it's not true, you're still facing drama. And drama is tough to deal with when you're playing a professional sport.
Does anyone think the 6th-ranked Matteo Berrettini is actually going to get out of his section? Do you think he'll even get out of his section?
If you look at mine, I didn't even fill. I said anyone. Don't shoot me. I know all of you guys are talking about Bautista Agut, but I actually think he's going to lose in the first round to Tennis Sangren.
You're incorrect. You're incorrect.
Mark my words.
You're incorrect. This is where we're going to battle right here.
Tennis Sangren will beat Bautista Agut.
No, we've always talked about that Tennis Sangren is a really great warrior. He's never going to give up. He will fight you tooth and nail until the sheep come home or the cows come home or whatever the cliche is. However, in my opinion, there has never been a more underrated tennis player in the history of tennis that I can come up with. Michael Walker is a good tennis historian, by the way. His depth goes way back and really tight.
So Berrettini is overranked. Yeah.
But Berrettini is Berrettini is so far out of whack. He's like the Jack Sock of today. Remember Jack Sock made it to an ATP finals at the end of the year. What was it, like 2017, because he won France or Paris at the end of the year. Berrettini is very much like that. Berrettini is the Sock of today, in my opinion. I forgot what I was talking about.
Anybody want to jump in with me? Sangren will be Bautista Agut.
Sangren is a warrior, tooth and nail. Yes, but he's not a very, very good tennis player. He's a really great competitor and will fight and will never give up. But a better player is going to beat him, and that Bautista Agut is. I honestly, and I'll tell you because I'm not competing for my own racket, I want to give it away.
So Patrick Young, what do you agree with? What I'm saying, that Sangren could beat Bautista? Or that's what Millman's going to beat?
Millman? Bautista?
But no, Bashvili. Which one are you agreeing with?
Oh.
Felix going to do something special in the U.S. Open.
Okay, let's look.
I think that
where's Felix at?
He's right here. He'll face Murray. I think Murray's going to beat him.
Right here, right where? I'm blind as a bat.
See, that's because he didn't do his homework. Right here.
Because Djokovic is going to win this.
Here.
All right.
He's going to have a tough time getting through Murray, in my opinion.
Watch out for Daniel Evans in that section, by the way. He's another fighter like Sangren. Evans has been through a lot of personal stuff, too. So if you can channel, we have a student, by the way, shout out to her, Alina Day, a really good player. I always tell her if she can channel her attitude and the stuff that she's seen along the way, if she can channel that into her tennis, she can be dynamite. And I have the same feelings for Evans. Evans has been kicked off tour. He's made some personal mistakes, but Evans comes to play. He comes to battle.
So Gene thinks that FAA will lose to Murray. I think the same thing. Patrick Young says Sangren could be Bautista Agut. All right, Patrick, you and I we're the only ones here.
Okay, so let's lock this up. Gene Swart says that Murray will beat. He said the
FAA, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go with, now I like Felix. I think he's wonderful, but I'm going to agree with Gene there, only because we talked about that.
He won't agree with me, right, Lily?
About what?
That's what I said, that Murray is going to beat Felix.
I agree with you there.
Oh, okay.
Just because he's a man. He's a man. He's been through it. He's a man. He cries like a girl
Michael
sometimes.
Walker says FAA serve is a nightmare. Exactly. That's why I couldn't pick him. I think Murray will end up meeting with Evans and still beating Evans.
Is it worse than Zverev's serve?
They're pretty close.
Pretty rough, right?
Then you got Dominic Thiem, who I think will get through everybody until he meets Murray.
I disagree with you there. Who did Dominic Thiem just get trounced by a tournament?
I mean, his first round
did he just get ravished by somebody?
Yeah.
Who was it? Do you remember? Someone ravished him, like blew him off.
Krajinovic beat him.
Okay, where's Krajinovic line up in here?
He's on the other section.
You're going to talk about Thiem?
He's on the other section.
Okay, we need to talk about him too.
Well, Thiem was going to face Munar. I think he'll go through him. Chilik's old, doesn't look like he wants to play tennis. That'll be his next match. He'll go through that. And then I think he'll meet Murray. And I think Murray will beat Thiem.
And I guess Borna Coric is no longer in the topic. He's no longer...
Well, Coric is right here. I had him on the list.
Yeah, he's got a section with Tsitsipas, so I think that might kind of rule him out, right?
Raonic has a good... Raonic has a good section.
Raonic, and then was Raonic, and now it's Raonic. He's ate too many donuts in the offseason. He might be able to get through 2 out of 3 sets, but if he's going 5, I don't know. He's got to get back in shape.
Yeah, here's another one. I had Iron Man is going to face Dimitrov in the second.
Iron Man being Kusevich, right?
Yeah, Iron Man will beat Dimitrov again.
Any chance that there is anyone in here that we haven't brought up that has a really good chance of going deep into the second week?
Medvedev's draw is pretty open,
Good
too.
point.
Look, he's right here. Medvedev has a pretty open draw. Peya's not going to do anything. He'll either meet Iron Man or Millman. He'll go through them. Up here, Berrettini, Humbert, Payer. Come on, all those.
If we play fantasy team, Krajinovic would be a good 2-point pick.
What is Osaka saying on ESPN, Michael Walker? You said she's talking on ESPN. What is she saying? You can tell us.
Yeah, we'll read it. Mm-hmm. How about Diego Schwartzman? Does he make any noise?
I have Diego Schwartzman actually making it pretty far.
No,
at least the quarters.
Yeah, we have Hubert Hurkacz in there, I think, from Poland in that section.
But Hurkacz didn't come back with the same firepower he left with. It seemed like this whole break kind of chilled him out. He really hasn't made much noise.
Hey, Lily, come here real quick. Here we go. So this is our wonderful daughter, Lily. I don't know if you can see her, but she's playing her first tournament. Can you see her?
Now I can.
Okay, you gotta come in the picture. So she's playing her first tournament this weekend. So we give her a big shout out. She's got these guns over here doing big things. Think you're gonna win?
I like your shirt. Please cancel my subscription to your issues.
Yeah. So we wish you well, right?
So who do you think is gonna win the U.S. Open, Lily?
Yeah, you can get in the picture.
And men's or women's?
Scoot over. You can't see
Women's.
your face.
Who do you think is gonna win?
Who's all playing?
You got Osaka, you got Serena, you got Pliskova, you got Coco Gauff,
She's gonna say Serena.
Azarenka, Madison Keys, Anisimova.
Pick one.
Who do you like? You always watch one person.
Give us a name.
I do watch some.
Lily is Carla's twin, yeah.
All right, give us a name.
I don't know.
Pick one.
Anybody you want?
3 seconds.
I don't
3.
think Serena's gonna win.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
she's-
Back up.
But she might make it to the
Semis, thank
you. Like she always does. But it's always the last round she gets out. But I don't think she's gonna win this time.
No? What about the men's? Who you want the men?
Look at the camera.
I don't know.
Djokovic.
Probably.
All right, so-
because, like, he's the biggest player in the whole tournament, and like he's the best chance of winning. I don't
Yeah.
know that many players.
How about for your tournament this weekend? Are you gonna win?
Yeah.
You gonna try to win? All right, you ready? All right, fist pumps. Nothing but love for you, girl. Nothing but love for you. All right.
Thank you, Lily.
All right, so now you've heard it from Lily, so count on that. All right, so where are we at?
Diego will make the quarterfinals at least, yeah. We're still waiting on the interview to start. Yes, mini Carla. She's definitely the mini Carla. I just hope that she channels her frustration like I did by saying, I'm going to beat your ass.
That's right.
That's how I dealt with it.
Lily's super strong. She's got her mom's legs and muscles, so she's really stout. She doesn't have a lot of match experience at this point because our thought for Lily was like, why do we want to put her in a tournament if she's not going to win it? Like, we play to win. That's it. Chris made it to the point where he just kind of wins every tournament he enters now, knock on wood, most of them. So we play him now pretty much, or not every
He gets
time,
mad,
but a
yeah,
lot.
we play him a lot.
And Lily, I think, is coming into that at 11. She's starting to strike the ball, take it early. She's starting to get the serve in consistently, a little bit more than not. So I think overall, her overall package is ready at 11 to take the next step. So we wish her well.
Oh my God, Blind Fury said, Rainick sponsored by Donuts and Pillsbury Doughboys.
Let's go! Yeah,
He should ask them. They
Yeah.
probably would sponsor him. They would be happy.
yeah, his new John McEnroe style bandana.
Oh.
Strap it on and throw a DD Dunkin' Donut thing over here and Pillsbury Doughboy over here. It'll fit right in. You know what I mean?
Oh, well.
All right, let's read some comments, man.
All right. Well, Brandon Chase said Goffin due to play no lane quarters. Yeah. If he makes it that far.
I don't think it's a threat, though.
I don't think it's a threat.
I don't think it's a threat.
Honestly, I really see. I didn't pick Nole to win the U.S. Open because I think everyone will. So that's why I went different. Do I think he can win it? I'm like 85% sure that he could win it.
The only reason why this tennis racket giveaway for this tournament, where I decided to do both finalists and both winners, or all 4 finalists and then both winners, and not just 3 out of the 4 and 1 winner, is because I just figured that Djokovic is going to win it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Everybody's going to pick
So
Djokovic.
I figured everyone's going to pick Djokovic, so I got to have both winners. Now, with that said, I think it's going to be a relatively straightforward men's final. I think Djokovic will win it. I wouldn't be shocked if Djokovic won the whole thing without dropping a set, but I think he might toy around with a couple just to make it look like it wasn't so easy. But that's just my conspiracy theory.
I'm going to say who I actually pick, and you guys are going to. I picked Tsitsipas to win the U.S. Open this year.
You're smoking something that's bad.
I think that Tsitsipas will win it.
You're way off. He's too spastic. He's still too young.
He'll meet Djokovic in the semis.
I
have Rainic beating Medvedev.
I'll go ahead and
That's
say
what I have. I have Rainic beating Medvedev and Rainic and Tsitsipas facing off. I didn't know when I did it. I forgot that they were playing against each other in this tournament. But that's how mine came out.
I have Djokovic playing Bautista Agut and Djokovic winning it. I get they're playing in the final here.
Where is Bautista Agut that you see that?
The only reason I didn't have to look very far because I feel that Bautista Agut is the next best person in the draw besides Djokovic. He's underrated. No one talks about him. I guess some people do in certain circles, but I find he's very underrated, extremely underrated. He's a fighter. He plays really, really tough. He doesn't go away. He's kind of like Sangren that doesn't go away, but he's way better. So I really think that Bautista Agut has a
Georgia said, ha ha ha, Tsitsipas. I think Djokovic will win,
She's
but
crazy.
I'm going with something different. Carla, not a bad pick. Thank you, Michael Walker.
All right.
Steph cannot win Grand Slams. Oh, okay. I hope you're right, Philly cheese dog. And for my women, I picked Osaka against Serena again.
I know.
Osaka winning her second U.S. Open.
I have Osaka going to the final and winning it.
Or did Osaka win too? Oh, Osaka won what?
She has an Australian Open and a U.S.
Okay, I think
she
she'll
has
win
two.
the U.S. Open this year.
Yeah, I have Osaka winning it, and I have her. Believe it or not, I have Azarenka getting there, and I get.
And I have almost had her too. You and I had the
Yeah.
same thing, but I went with Serena because even though this girl upsets me sometimes, I mean, I'm a mom. I've got to meet her many times. I'm pushing for her to just pass Margaret Court's stupid record or tie her. I mean, I just want to see her do well. I want her not to go out in history coming back as a mother and not winning a Grand Slam.
I want it to happen, and you are correct. The Margaret Court record.
I hate it.
And no,
I really hate it.
no disrespect to her at all. But it was just a different time. There wasn't. Well, I'm going to do it. We've talked about it. You all know. But the record she's competing for, it's kind of like I don't know.
I feel like she deserves to be there, but I think Osaka will be too much for her just because she's younger and fresher and better shape.
I would like to see Azarenka there only because I think she has the best chance between her and Sabalenka, as they could meet very early on. And again, just like Osaka is trying to take a stand for something she believes on that has hit her home and her heart personally, I can assure you that Azarenka has some home feelings for what's going on in Belarus. So I would really like to see both of these girls use that a strife and struggle to channel it into this tournament and make it an electric final. I think that would be a really electric final. But Djokovic, in my opinion, could and I think should win the tournament without dropping a set. However, I think he'll drop a set or two within that tournament simply so the media doesn't slam him for saying this isn't a slam, it's got an asterisk, it was too easy. I think he will find a way to give some sets away, and I mean to give some sets away.
Abhishek Dutta, I know Tsitsipas just lost to Raonic, but again, this is going to be a 3 out of 5 sets. You're playing a Grand Slam, things change. Anybody can lose 2 out of 3, and the men especially.
I don't trust Tsitsipas's behavior though. If you're too spastic, or if you're spastic enough to hit your dad with a tennis racket, I just don't think your conduct is good enough to stay on the court for 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 hours if that's what it takes. And stay calm enough all the way through.
So first you're not saying not Osaka. Okay, well save it. Play your fantasy thing. There's another player I saw here Venus. We didn't talk about Venus. You know, I actually had her beating somebody.
Look, does anyone want to play the fantasy team? Just put yes or no here. If I can get a couple yeses, then I'll tell you the rules real quick. It's super simple. But just remember that. But I'm still going to give away prizes for the same amount of prizes whether you play or not.
All right. Oh, Kenin. No one's talked about Kenin.
But there's no need to talk about
I think Kenin could actually lose to Jabeur.
Yeah. And again, Kenin for me shouldn't even have won the Australian.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think. I mean, she won it, but geez, I didn't expect that at all.
I was looking for Venus, but I didn't.
She's right there with.
Okay,
Serena.
I think that's the other upset alert. I think she'll beat Carolina Muchova.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
All right.
The sun came out. Well, of course, during time.
So we're good to go?
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right. Let us know in comments. Again, if you just tuned in, you can go back and watch this video from the beginning. If you go to our channel, if you just go to the home screen or to the home page, it won't be there yet because it has to process overnight for live videos. But if you go to the channel and go up to the top and find playlists and click on playlists once this is done, and then click on live shows, it will be there, but it won't process all the way through, so it'll be right, you have to kind of look for it. But just let me know about the fantasy teams. Basically, the gist of it is this. You select 8 women's players, and you select 8 men's players, 16 players total. Only 4 men and 4 women can be seeded in the top 20, and the other 4 players on your team must be seeded outside of the top 20. Now, you can only have a maximum of 4 players seeded inside the top 20 on either team. However, you can just pick 1 player that's seeded in the top 20 and pick 7, if you wish, outside the top 20. Why do people do this when they play this game? Because those players seeded outside of the top 20 get 2 points per match win, whereas the players seeded 1 through 20 only get 1 point per win. The last tennis racket we gave away was to Matt Kane in London. We gave him a Wilson Byrne Countervail 100S. Actually, I think we gave a Yonex V-Core 97 away after that.
So Gene said he wants to play fantasy. Well, put your picks in.
All right, so let me do a separate video for it so I don't waste everybody's time here all the time because a lot of people will just tune out. I'll do a separate video for it, and we'll put our picks in on the video I do next, okay?
You are?
You don't have to sit with me. I'll do it on my own. But again, your players seated outside of the top 20 get 2 points per win, whereas your players seated 1 through 20 only get 1. So what I'm saying is if you think Djokovic is going to win it, just pick him and pick a bunch of other players outside the top 20 that can get you 2 points per win. Because if you have a player that makes the third round and you're getting 2 points per win.
Why are you laughing, Stefan?
Because Stefan knows the rules. He's played.
He's just laughing because I probably said do I have to do the video?
All right. Well, anyway, I'll do the video and we can play it. It's not a problem. But anyway, you're picking 8 men, 8 women. Only max 4 seated within the top 20.
Hello, Metrovic. Slobodan. You guys with these names, I have to really think.
Slobodan what?
Mitrovic. We've seen him before.
Well, I know. I was thinking Slobodan Milosevic. Wasn't Slobodan Milosevic wasn't he like the president of Yugoslavia or something at one point? Or Serbia or something, I forget. All right. Anyway, I'll do the separate video for the fantasy team shortly, and then if you want to play, put your picks in there, and I'll go over all that on the video.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Let's go.
Peace out.
That's it. See ya.